Hi guys. So, excuse me. I just wanted to kind of share, read out loud the things that I was writing on and thinking today. I've been really getting kind of comfortable and good with just like sharing on my post on here, my writing, because typically, like when I do a video, I just write out what I want to say. It's easier for me. I'm just better at doing it in that way. I'm not the best with my speech, so it's easier for me to just write what I'm thinking, or you know, what what's being placed on me to kind of just share and speak. So, I've been watching like a couple random thought, but it's kind of got me thinking about all this. What I'm about to share. I've been watching a documentary on the Duggars, and it's just got me really thinking about how damaging the how damaging religion and churches are, and it kind of just is making me emotional and hurt for believers and those who are still in those churches and who are, caught up in religion. And it's sad to me, and it reminds me of so much of my personal experience of coming out of the church. And I just wanted to share this, okay, before I start rambling on and on. I titled this Freedom in Christ. There's freedom in knowing that we have been freely given all things through Christ. Romans 8:32. He that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? It is through his life that we have all things. Judgment, condemnation, and God's wrath is not on those who are in Christ Jesus. Romans 5:8-9. But God commendeth his love toward us, in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Much more then, being now justified by his blood, we shall be saved from wrath through him. So this message, which is the gospel, okay, is not something you will hear in religion and 99% of churches. And I put 99% of churches, but I'm really just beginning to see it's every church, okay? But I'll say 99% here, okay? So why is that? Well, because if you start telling those who are in Christ that there is no longer a burden or burdens for them to carry, that their sanctification, justification, and reward comes from Christ and not by works, well, then guess what? You take away that whole system. And that's why I haven't been to a church building. And then I corrected myself here. I've been to a church building, but I haven't been to a church service where you sit down in a pew and you listen to a pastor basically condemn you and beat you. I haven't listened to one of those services in almost 3 years. And let me tell you, it feels amazing, okay? Now, I'll tell you, when you come out of those systems, there is a almost a shunning that can happen, and there's a persecution that does happen as well, and that doesn't always feel the best. But becoming, not becoming, but getting out of that system there is, and learning of all the things that you have in Christ, there is it's that burden is no longer on you and it's lifted. And that feels amazing. For years I thought if I didn't go to church, I was disobeying God and God would be disappointed in me. Once I got away from religion, I slowly started to see who God really was and what it meant of Christ in me, the hope of glory, or who I was in Christ. And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God. It's no longer I who live, but Christ in me. That's Galatians 2:19-20. I don't know if I said that right, but this is the Christian life. That's the epitome of the Christian life, okay? I no longer felt condemned. I finally felt free. There's no longer a burden on me with that. John 8:36, right? If the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. Romans 8:1-2. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus has made me free from the law of sin and death. Romans 8:15-17. Romans is amazing. If any of you are listening to this and you're coming out of the church or religion, go through Romans. There's a lot of good stuff in there, okay? For you have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but you have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God, and if children, then heirs, heirs of God, and joint heirs with Christ, if so that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. I figured I would share that with y'all, and I hope through my ramblings that something made sense. And have a good weekend, and thank you for listening. All right. Bye-bye.